All right, welcome to the second episode of Seek Out, and today I have interesting guest, person called Vesa Ajala in Finnish, and he's been searching for different kind of things past 20 years, what comes to paranormal activity, UFOs, space life, etc. And today he's gonna talk with us something what comes to channeling and meditation and stuff like that. So he's also a member of Finnish Galactic Federation, which means that it's kind of a club for the people who have same kind of experiences what comes to abductions and stuff like that, or just for persons who are interested about space and aliens and stuff like that. But he has also started the Finnish Galactic Federation by himself. So, but yeah, let's give him the chance to speak today. All right, welcome, Wespa.
What up? Nice to be here.
Yeah, thanks, and it's good that you had time to come here. I know that you're a little bit busy, but it's nice to have you here, and this is the first time. Okay, we have met in real life a few times, and you have been my guest before in my own channel, but now it's the first time in this Seek Out. So, and in English, of course, this is the first time we have this kind of interview in English. Yes.
Yeah, it's nice to open my English a little bit. So I haven't been talking so much about English, on using English is, but it's our second language in Finland. So it's
Almost.
good to start with you this journey.
Yeah, and also my English is also a little bit rusty at the moment. I haven't used since the 1 year. So I've noticed that every time you have a little bit longer period, you don't speak English every day, you start to forget some words. But
Yeah, I made some notes on English, so I could remember some terms and so on, so I don't forget what was the word.
yeah. But yeah, so you have a co-member of Finnish Galactic Federation. You have started the whole thing. Was it like 10 or 20 years ago?
Finnish Galactic Federation about 5 years ago. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So
it's
in
kind of
Finnish,
new thing now for me. Yeah, but
yeah.
I have always been interested on the space life and cultures and all the Pleiadians, Andromeda shit. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I know, but maybe those people who are watching the show don't know. But I think you're talking about alien race, different alien races. Yeah.
Yeah, races and species and and there is many species and races and different levels of life, and it's a very very big subject.
Yeah, I know, but okay, I don't have actually anything like I have some paranormal experiences from the past, but I have never seen a UFO actually, or haven't been a contact person by myself. But what comes to you, I think your first contact or something you can call the contact was when you were a kid or something like that.
Actually, it was when I was about I think I was 18 or something.
All right, yeah.
Because but I was at my parents' house then, and my mother was cleaning the house, and I took the carpets out, and it was winter, and I don't know other countries, but in Finland some days, at least at that time, we took the carpets out and we hit them with the stick whatever, so we get the dust out, and I was doing that on the yard, and then I heard this noise. It was like a boom, 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 boom. This very interesting noise, and it was like 5 meters, 10 meters over me, and stationary.
All right.
And of course, I watched what the fuck is happening, and I didn't see anything. It was only the noise. And then I was, is this some kind of machine on the neighbor's yard or something? And I watched it there. No, it's normal evening, and there is not machine like that, and at least not in the winter, not even the summer or something. Maybe you can cut the grass or something with that kind of machine, but it doesn't make that kind of sound. And then I was, it's coming from the up. Then I look at again on the sky, and I didn't see anything. Then I just did my work and went to home and back to inside and said to my mom that I think there was a UFO outside, and I think we didn't talk much about it. It was like that. Okay, and yeah, but that was my first opening to extraterrestrials, because I didn't. Of course, I was a little bit skeptical, and even now, but there is no other explanation. I haven't heard that kind of noise before or after that.
All right.
Yeah.
But have you seen later anything like weird stuff on this? Yeah.
Yeah. So that was when I was like, I think I was 18 or 20 or something. I was living at my I had my own apartment then, but I was visiting my parents.
Yeah.
And so I think I was living in the Mynämäki then, so it was like 18 or 20. But even younger, I was interested in the alien life, and I hope to have contact someday or something. But that was the first one. And what comes to UFOs, at this apartment that I living now in Turku, I had this. I think it was before COVID. It's like I don't know, maybe 5 years ago or something. Usually when I have my experiences, I make videos on the YouTube on my channel, so I can check there. But I was watching, my window is behind this webcam and my computer and stuff. So I was watching there, and there was this yellow light. It was like 2 or 3 times bigger than the stars. So kind of a big yellow light, yellow ball that was moving there. And I watched it, what is happening, and then it just like exploded. It shoot on the two different. It was moving like this, and then boom. So it departed to 2 different sides. It was one object, but then it was 2 objects, and that was very interesting. And then I called to my friend that there is UFO outside. We have to go to the. I living on this 7 stories apartment building, and on the roof there is like area where we can go and watch the sky or whatever. So I called my friend that there is UFO outside. We have to go take a smoke on the roof and see if we see something. And when we came there was one guy smoking his pipe, and I told him there is UFO something. We have to watch the sky now. And then there was nothing important anymore. Then there was one light that was like blinking or something, but maybe it was a star because it was stationary, or Venus or something. But it was very magical to see that happening, and try to get my friend to see something. And
yeah, because it was splitting, like one ball was like splitting, so then it cannot be like drone, because today if you see something on the sky, you of course first think it's like some kind of drone. But
yeah,
of
and
course,
it was much bigger than drone, and the movement was first it was slow, like it could be a drone, but then when it splits, it was like 0 to 300 kilometers in half a second or something.
oh yeah.
So it was it's
Very fast.
almost like it exploded. It was so fast splitting. So there is so much G-forces that we can't. I think we don't have the technology like that.
I'm not sure, but I don't think they have. Maybe some kind of weapon
Yeah.
it could be, but in
Yeah.
the place
And
where
there
you're
was
living,
no
I don't
noise.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no noise at all. So, and it was like a yellow light ball. So I don't know what was it, but I think it was some kind of extraterrestrial technology. Was it like a physical thing or metaphysical or something? I don't know. Was it like a plasma thing, or was it a physical metal spaceship? I don't know, but maybe there was two ships and then it shoot out, or I don't know, but it was very interesting. I think that it was shown to me for a purpose, because this is usually what they do. Many people that have experiences, they are meant to happen, so they will seek out more and start to learn that there is more life than we have in this on this planet. So it was very interesting, and also I have been starting channeling again a little bit. When I was like 25 or something, I had this one experience with. I was very interested in the Mayan culture and the Aztec culture, and they used these seeds. I think it's Rivera corimbosa is the Latin name, and Ololiugui seeds. They contain LSA, so they are like a little bit illegal, but
Oh yeah.
I was very interested on them, and because the Aztecs and Mayans, they have their contact with the mind. They use the seeds and psychedelics to travel on time, or see their ancestors or spirits and stuff like that. So I was prepared to have them, and they are, when you chew them, you have to take those River Corber seeds. I think it was like 400 or something. You have to eat them, and they taste very bad, and you want to puke all the time. It's not good for you, but I was prepared, and I want to have contact to something, like some spirit or whatever. And then I had my contact, and I was shown, or I didn't see it, but my spirit teacher came up then, and he said that his name is Trickster.
Oh.
And then later on I googled that name, and it's known, over 70 cultures knows him. Trickster. It's the Mayans did know him, and in many cultures. Usually it's like it can be like a clown or fox or something.
I think
So
Indians have this skinwalker. I think it's the same.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, and Egyptians have, or Egypt, they had something, and it's known in many cultures. But some say it's a bad spirit, some say it's a good spirit, some say it's a neutral spirit. I think it's not about the spirit. It's about how you work with it, and so on. And that's a long story, but it started me to channel, because I had contact. I feel that there is something, but I can't see it, and I started to asking questions, and I started to get information, and then I was, am I thinking this myself? If I just maybe there is something, and I just think that it is, but it's not. Is it me, or is it something outside of me? And because I was a little bit skeptical, of course, I took something psychedelic and what the fuck is happening? But it started me to channel, and first I was a little bit skeptical, and I was like, maybe it is me, or maybe it is not me. So let's start, and I asked questions, and it was very fun because I asked like, what is going to happen tomorrow? And he said, what you think is going to happen tomorrow? That was maybe tomorrow is a dull day. Why you think that tomorrow is a dull day? Okay, because yesterday was dull day. Why you think that if yesterday was dull day, tomorrow is too? Then I was, oh fuck. Because I thought so, I made it happen. You know, that's the thing. So he didn't answer me anything. He also answered me for more questions. He asked about what you think about this. You know, it was very, very interesting. And then it was like 8 hours trip or something, and it ended. And then later on, I feel that I felt the trickster's presence, and then I thought I want to do this again, but I don't want to eat these fucking seeds again. They are so no. So I take these chocolate raisins, and I munched the chocolate raisins, and I thought that now I'm eating the seeds because I used my belief power, and I munched them, and then I got the contact back, and I was okay. I can do this. I have to just believe. So that was the start for my channeling, how I started that. And nowadays, when I have contacts, usually they happen in my dreams. So I see some normal dream, and then they like transfer my consciousness somewhere, and I might be showing some planets or technology or anything like that. Then I woke up. Then I start channeling. I ask, what was that? Where was that? And so on. So it's like it's very interesting process. But I have this one video about telepathy. This is Rupert Sheldrake is this. I think he is professor or something. So he has been teaching and learning about this telepathic phenomena, and this is the same thing because channeling happens when you use your telepathy. And this video is talking about how people and especially dogs has the telepathic connection, and it has been scientific researching. It has been researched scientifically. So yeah, this is video about that, and also here there is some skeptical view of about it, and it is about 8 minutes. 8 minutes the clip is about.
All right. Yeah, I can put it like so we can watch it and then continue.
Yeah.
Right.
My name's Pam Smart, and back in 1988, I adopted a little terrier who I called JT, and I used to leave him next door with my parents in their flat. They noticed that he seemed to know when I was coming home. This happened whether it was in the morning or in the evening. It didn't seem to matter when I came home or how I came home. He always seemed to know. In early 1994, a friend gave me an article from the Sunday Telegraph wanting people to get in touch if they appeared to have dogs that knew when their owners were coming home. So I replied to the article and got in touch with Dr. Rupert Sheldrake, and then he contacted me, and we started to do experiments with JT. because of course I didn't believe that JT did this, but clearly he did. So we did about 100 detailed experiments on JT's behaviour, and we had to rule out routine, so we came home at different times, and sometimes I didn't know when I would be coming home, so there would be completely random times, and sometimes I came home in a taxi because we wondered whether he could hear my car, or I would come home in a friend's car, or even on foot. These experiments ruled out all the obvious explanations of JT waiting for me by the window at the time that I used to come home. It couldn't have been the routine, it couldn't have been hearing. So Rupert Sheldrake believed that because we'd ruled all these things out, that we were left then with JT picking up my thoughts and using some form of telepathy. In November 1994, the science unit of the Austrian State Television got in touch, ORF, and they wanted to do their own experiment with JT. So they came across from Austria with 2 cameras, which they synchronise on their time codes to milliseconds. One camera stayed with JT and my parents in their flat, and the other camera took me off in and around Ramsbottom. And they'd film me intermittently during the day. And we were out for nearly 4 hours. And then I was sat down on one of the benches in Ramsbottom, and I was asked, right, Pam, so do you think of JT now? We are going home. This is a time that we choose. And at that point, what you see on television is they split the screen, and JT was asleep at my mum's feet. And at this very second, 5 seconds into me being told that, Pam, we're going home, JT gets up and walks across and takes a position up by the window where he waits for me. When the Austrian footage was shown on British television, the skeptic Richard Wiseman said it could be explained by hearing or routine and not telepathy. So Rupert Sheldrake and I invited him to come and do his own experiments with JT. Richard Wiseman came to Ramsbottom and did 4 experiments. He did 3 experiments at my mum and dad's and 1 at my sister's, and he got exactly the same results that we've been getting with JT. The data shows in the Wiseman experiments that during the main period of my absence, JT went to the window 4% of the time when I wasn't coming home, and 78% of the time he was at the window when I was coming home, which replicated the experiments me and Rupert Sheldrake had been getting. In 1997, on British television, there was a programme called Secrets of the Psychics, where the skeptics tried to debunk anything paranormal. And Richard Wiseman showed the JT footage, claiming that it was all coincidence and that there wasn't anything telepathic.
JT is apparently an amazingly telepathic dog.
JT the dog's telepathic talent was shown on The Paranormal World of Paul McKenna in what was billed as a genuine experiment. Psychologist Richard Wiseman, one of the guests on the show, found himself wondering whether the story served up to the viewers was as remarkable as it seemed. So he set up his own experiment.
We filmed him continuously over a 3-hour period. And at one point, we had the owner randomly think about returning home from the remote location. And yes, indeed, JT was at the window at that point. What our videotape showed, though, was that JT was visiting the window about once every 10 minutes. And so under those conditions, it's not surprising he was there when his owner was thinking of returning home.
These clips that Wiseman showed make it look as though JT was continually going to the window. And if we look at this one, we can see that JT is just reacting to some dogs walking past outside. And in these clips, which he was trying to use as a way of debunking, I am actually coming home, and that's JT reacting to me coming home. I was astonished and appalled to read headlines and stories in the British press with Richard Wiseman claiming to disprove JT's abilities. The Times: psychic dog is no more than a chancer. Daily Mail: how JT's homing instinct came unstuck. The Independent: pets have no sixth sense, say scientists. The Daily Telegraph: psychic pets are exposed as a myth.
Pam Smart and I conducted 2 series of experiments with JT. The first of 100 tests was not filmed, and the second series was filmed on videotape. The videotaped experiments showed very clearly the time course of his behavior. When Pam was not coming home, he very rarely went to the window. When she was coming home, he was there most of the time. Averages from 30 different experiments are shown in these graphs. The last 10 minutes of the graph is the first 10 minutes of her homeward journey. It's shown with a filled circle. And in every case, he's at the window most when she's on the way home. Sometimes he went to visit the window for reasons nothing to do with Pam coming home, like barking at passing cats or dogs. But we've shown all those instances in these graphs. Richard Wiseman's experiment showed essentially the same pattern as can be seen from these graphs. I pointed this out to him when we met in September 1996, but he paid no attention to what I said and never mentioned my own research, 100 videotape trials compared with 4 that he did at Pam and my invitation. The reason he was so keen to debunk this claim is that he's a committed skeptic. He believes that psychic phenomena are impossible. And because they're impossible, then people who make these claims must be either foolish or fraudulent, and there must be some flaw in the experiment.
In 2012, Richard Wiseman published a book called Paranormality, where he continues with the JT experiments and trying to debunk them, despite Rupert Sheldrake and I pointing out that his claims are completely untrue. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's to be skeptical of the skeptics.
All right, that was very interesting video, and I think that there was some real telepathy what comes to that dog and that owner, because especially the first one, when they were like filming for hours a row, and that moment, maybe a few seconds later, when the owner said that shall we go home, the dog like pumped out, and before that the dog was basically sleeping, and then the dog wake up and just walk near the door and started to like acting that dog is waiting somebody. So maybe in some cases it can be coincidence, but if it's happened all the time, then I don't think so.
Yeah, it can't be. Maybe it's coincidence, so it's co-made incidents, but it's because in the research the dog was on the window like 4% of the time when the owner was not coming. So randomly it goes like maybe there's dog or bird or something.
Yeah, of course.
4% of the time, and when the owner was coming, it was 78% of the time on the window. So it was very significant. It can't be random because they made like 100 tests, and like 78 of them showed that it was on the window. Yes. So it's very significant. And even the skeptic had the same results, but he just ignored the results. So
it's always the same. They cannot like admit that there's something weird going on.
And I think that there is these kind of skeptics. They know what is happening, but I think they're like paid or something.
Maybe.
That video showed like there was many newspaper articles after then, so said that there is no telepathy or stuff like that. So it was like a psyop or something. It was like a now people know too much. We have to dumb it down, you know. So I think it's the norm what it's happening in the USA and Britain and maybe in Finland too. I think there are paid skeptics that maybe when they get money they have to have their viewpoints or they lose their job. So that It's like a simple like that.
Yeah, maybe they're afraid that they will lose their position then, or job, or whatever. Their career goes like falling down if they admit something that shouldn't be admit, like what comes to UFOs, for example, or this kind of things, telepathy or channeling. So maybe they probably also got money, but maybe the number one reason is that they are afraid to lose their like career or something.
Yeah, maybe their worldview is so strict that so they can't go one step forward because they think that now they are the crazy. Because they have always been, you are crazy, no, this is not happening, you are crazy. And when they see the other side, no, I'm not going there. So
people are turning backs for those kind of people. Or if archaeological scientists like admit that this history of mankind maybe could be something else that they have told us, that's also one big step, and they don't want to take that step. They be too afraid that the society will like turn backs on them.
Yeah, because they have like a PhD and everything, and so they don't want to admit their mistakes because they are so wise that they know we don't do anything wrong. This must be wrong. We are not wrong. So yeah. But the channeling, that video was about telepathy. So basically the channeling is the same thing. So when you channel, it's like a mind to mind transfer. So it's telepathy, and channeling happens like that. And you don't have to take any psychedelics to have to channel. So I think anyone can have this ability. Everyone has this ability, but it's just about do you use it or do you exercise it. So I think everyone can channel if they want, and you can basically channel anything. You can channel aliens and spirits and places and people and whatever, like trees or anything.
Yeah, I think that if you use some psychedelic drugs or stuff like that, they basically open some blocks in your mind or in your brain system.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the reason that you are more open to like if like radio is transmitting, so your brains are acting the same way, that if somebody is transmitting something, you will receive it a little bit easier if you're not under some kind of drugs or whatever you want to call them. But so usually basically people think that if you take some psychedelics you will see something weird because your brains are doing the stuff, but it could be also that instead of this they will like open the blocks in your brains and you will receiving information much more wider than you usually do in your normal consciousness. And also when you're dreaming, when you're sleeping, I mean, then it's the same thing, that your brains are in a little bit different level, so it's easier to receive some information what comes outside or from the universe.
Yeah, it's like everybody has this channel 1, and they always let's watch this channel 1. This is the so-called normal channel.
Yeah.
And they don't even know that there is different channels. You can change the channel, but because people have their egos and thinking patterns and everything, and when you take the psychedelics, they like they remove the blocks and they remove your ego at they like they take it away a little bit, and then you start to see and understand things differently. You can change the channel then, and it's like it works like that. So it can be a very, very good tool, but you don't have to use psychedelics. But maybe it can open these things that later on you can do it, like me, you can do it without them. So
yeah, if you're practicing more, like you were doing actually, you were studying it differently, and then you practice more, and then you realize that it's easier to go in that kind of state of consciousness that you were able to receive information. So I think you have that talent. Maybe everybody has that, but they only use the channel number 1, something like that.
Yeah, it goes like that, yeah. And I was shown this. Do you want to hear about this one experience that I was shown? And yeah, I was sleeping like normal sleeping, and then they showed me this. I think it was the parallel timeline. So we have this timeline, and there is different timelines. So let's say Los Angeles is different in other timeline, and we have different technology there. So I was shown this timeline where I was like, I was shown this technology that we have like newspapers, but they were a little bit thicker the paper, but basic normal newspapers. But when you get the newspaper, there is like 3 articles or something, and then there is blank pages. And on one page has this little keyboard on it. It was not like this keyboard, not really.
Yeah.
It was like printed on the paper, the keyboard. But you can push the keys on there and write new articles on it. So it's transferred on the thing. So I was shown this technology. Actually, I was writing this article because in that experience they showed me I was in Los Angeles then, and there was this train track, and there was houses, and before the houses there was like this 3D holograms on the air. There's some has birds and some had like clouds and artsy stuff and many kind of things, but they were like 3D lights. How I say it? Like if you can take a cloud and transform it like a different shapes and have it transform light. So whatever, it was very interesting because they showed me this thing, and then they reduced me on the different place, and then I had this paper, and I started to write that in Los Angeles there is new technology there, and it was very interesting, and they had the extraterrestrials were showing me this, but I didn't see them. But when they returned me on this stream on the other place, and I had this newspaper, they had already written something on there about themselves. So I had like this my other version on the different parallel reality, where I'm writing on those newspapers, because they are usually when you get the newspaper, there is some articles, then you write something and then you pass it on, and everyone can write on them. But it took like 3 seconds when you, let's say I want to write hi on there. I press H, then 1, 2, 3 seconds, then I can press I and so on. So it took very long time to write one article, like some hours or something, because it was very slow. And then when I wake up, I felt that now the connection is on still, and I started to channel. And actually I went to get my phone then. And when I get my phone, it started to vibrating like this. Dun, 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 dun. So they showed me that this is real. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Because even when somebody calls me, I don't have the option on in this phone that it vibrates. I usually I don't use it. So I was, what the fuck is happening now? Okay, it's on now. And then I take it to my hand, and it started vibrating again, and then it was normal. But I think they were showing me that this is real, this is happening, and go record this experience. And then I started to recording the video about this parallel place, other timeline. There is technology is different there and anything. And I asked them about this newspaper, what kind of technology is this and how it works and so on. And they said that it makes the letters on the paper, when you use that keyboard on that, it makes the letters appear from atomic level. So it basically uses the atoms and make the letters there. And they was like they was a little bit laughing and said it takes a little portal, like a same amount of energy to write article there, like a little portal. So I was asking why they are doing this and stuff, and they said that they should they are so it's so complicated to make it on atomic level. At they said that they need to make it on chemical level or something. Do you know these sticker printers?
Oh yes, yeah.
These are these are heat printers. These don't have the color cartridges or anything. It just has the blank paper here, and the heat makes the paper is heat paper, so it, let's say it's 70 degrees, then it makes it a yellow. When it's 90, it comes orange or something, and when it's 150, it's like a green or whatever. So it works like this. That is kind of slow too, but that is not so complicated than that. You have to make it atoms appear on the paper, you know. So that was very interesting experience for me to know these things, how they work, and it would be very fun to have these kind of newspapers here also, that you have like 3 articles and then you write your own article and give it to a friend and he writes something, and then they are collected on the library or something. So it was cool.
Basically, it could be like possible to do that kind of, maybe in the future, you never know. Now we have iPads, it's a little bit different, but if you want to change the whole like concept, like it's on the paper and there's ink and you need to change that, then you need to use the atom level or something like at least chemical level. But I think especially it's interesting if you can change the future when you're writing the article, and you will make some that you're editing the article. So there is some kind of news what comes about war, and then you can change that. Okay, now it's peace, and it changed the timeline. That will be
But in that place, I asked this guy, could you edit the articles? But no, you couldn't. You could only write the words there, and then you can't change them anymore on that.
Oh yeah.
Because they didn't have the system to erase them.
Oh yes.
It was too complicated for them to make the atoms fall back or something, you know.
Oh yeah.
But that is interesting idea. Maybe we could have that kind of newspaper on the iPad, you know. Like, let's make like a free paper or free news, and everyone can write article there, and then then every month it comes out, you know. How? I don't know. Yes, also that how it could work. Maybe it could be on the website. I think that blogs are like kind of like that, but maybe it's it could be like an open blog that everyone can write there, and I think they didn't have the internet on that reality, so it would be open blog is.
Oh yeah, now I get it. It's kind of like old school stuff. Like now we have this neo 80s kind of thing, like in music, that it's actually a retro kind of music, but they have composed new songs. So it sounds like 80s pop music or synth pop, but it's actually made like 2020s or something. So same idea that retro futuristic kind of thing, I think.
Yeah.
But usually, if you have been in contact with some species, most of the time it's during when you're sleeping. But do you have any physical, like, have you noticed any physical changes or anything else that afterwards you have been somewhere else, or have you even been in space or something?
Yeah, I have like these three types of experiences. One are those when I'm sleeping, and then my consciousness is transferred, and that is the one type. I think that is the most common in contact usually, because people can think that it's just a dream or something. But there is also this kind of experience where I'm on the trance. Usually it happens that this was my one of the first experiences after that UFO thing. I was sleeping, and then I wake up, and I was on this very like a very focused mindset, some kind of trance, very good energy, like no thoughts at all or something like this. Little bit, maybe little bit thoughts, but not like usually. Yeah, kind of like that. I woke up on that state. I think they put me on that state, but then I saw these little hands that I was on them on my bed, and these little hands comes over me. I think they had like 4 fingers or something, and there's multiple hands, and then they took me up and they transferred me through the window, and the window was like first it was like a rubber or something. It was like a boom, and then we came back, and then we went through on it, and they took me to the space then, and they showed me, I think it was 2 or 3 experiences like this. And first they showed me the sun, and so I was before the sun. I saw the whole sun like this, you know. I wasn't on the surface or anything, but I saw it like before
Very
me, and
near.
it was like my whole viewpoint was like this.
Oh yeah.
Like now, you know, I'm watching this, so I can see the whole, but I don't go to the surface, you know. Whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw it, and I saw these sun ejections coming out of it.
Oh yeah, flames and stuff.
Yeah, I think there are like coronal ejections and stuff like this. And then I did it. Before that, I wasn't interested in the space lot. I didn't watch any videos about or documentaries, anything. But when this took like 1 minute or something, it was very short time, and then I woke up on my bed again. So it was very. I woke up and there was there. Then I boom. And then I searched some pictures about the sun. I saw that yes, there are these coronal ejections and coronal eruptions and solar flares or something. It was very interesting because I googled the pictures, and I said yes, there really are these. It wasn't in my consciousness before that, because I haven't watched any documentaries or anything about space before that. So
oh yeah, so you didn't know that there's
okay. Yeah,
interesting.
So it showed me that yes, this was real, and it was so real when I was before the sun. It was so visual and anything, everything, and this happened again. I think like I don't remember, maybe it was a few months or 1 year or something, and it was same thing, small hands. They brought me up, and we are again in the space. Now I was before the Mars, and I think they showed me the core of the Mars also. I saw it like a hologram inside of it, and it was very interesting. They also showed me the core of the Earth, and I think it was the like what I think that's the icosahedron or something is the term for the, you know, these geometrical forms. I think it was the icosahedron. These multi-layered
so it's not like a pyramid, no. Not pyramids,
no,
but something.
No, not like, yeah. It has more sides.
Yes,
it was
yeah.
Like maybe it was like 8 or 10 sides.
Oh yeah. Okay, now I get it. Like
it was like symmetrical, and yeah.
I don't know the word by myself either.
Yeah. And then later on, they showed me the same kind of planet, but it was this like indigo blue. And later on, I understand that it was Mars also. Maybe they showed the Mars before it had timeline when it has the water. Now it's dried up. Or maybe they showed the future when we can terraform it and put water there. So I think these are very these were very important to show me, because they showed me the Mars that is very important to us. Maybe there was life before us in the Mars, and maybe even some people are from the Mars. Maybe our genetical DNA comes. Maybe there is some history there, and also the sun, because nowadays in these New Age groups or alien groups or anything, they are speaking about the coming sun flare. That when the big eruption comes, the big flare comes, then our DNA will wake up. So we have this hidden DNA that is going to wake up, and we are going to get our powers back. So because now we are in the 3D, but we are going on the 5D. So I think they showed me these things because they are important and to wake me up more.
So I think some viewers maybe don't understand, but if I've understood it correct, so 3D is like what we are usually like in a normal life. People are doing some normal things, and so that's like a 3D level of life in spiritual context. And 5D is something more that.
Yeah, it's like a working life, like a normal life.
Yeah. So you think that now we are living mostly in 3D, and afterwards it's possible that humankind, or at least some part of it, will.
They kind of like overlap. So we are now in the 3D, but also a little bit on the 5D and 4D.
Oh.
I think that there is different kind of viewpoints about what is 5D or 4D, but this is how I see it. I see it like 3D is like normal working life, and we have to go to work and do these things, and we are a little bit on on the box,
Yes.
Then we go. The 4D is more like information level. We start to see the research and see different things, and our understand opens up. Then the 5D is like the love level. That's like a simple way to say it. Our heart chakra opens up, and we see things more broadly, and we are not just I'm here and I have to go work. We are more like we go like this, let's say family mode. In whole planet we can see that we are on the same, we are at the same energy, we are the same, and that is the level that opens up the connections to other levels and planets and races too. When we start have peace on this planet, so we can understand other people, then we can understand other races too.
So we understand basically we are more connected to universe itself and different alien races and different types of life Yes. Do you? One personal question: do you believe in God, by the way, or God-like creatures?
Yeah,
What do you
I
think?
kind of, yes. I believe in God, but I don't see it's this guy that has a beard and is very judging or something. That I think it's not a personal God. I think the God is the oneness. It's the all, everything. It's all that we are, what we can see, and also what we can't see. So I call it a universe or energy, but yeah, I think that's the God. What I think is the God, and I believe in it. Yes.
All right, interesting. I have a little bit similar thoughts. But for me, I think for me it's hard to believe in one God. I usually think there is many types of gods.
Yeah. There's also many. Yeah, in the this supreme God that is everything.
Oh
There
yes.
is these other gods. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And I think that those are very interesting too. Like the Shiva and the Krishnas and everything. They are like they are gods, but they are like a semi-gods. How I don't know. Yeah, they are gods, but they are like a personified gods, and they are like a masters. They are like humans or some spirits that had gone the teachings and they have learned the lessons. You know, they have opened their minds and they are connected to the source more than humans. So that is the how we are going to be on the 5D and up. We are going to open these levels and everything. So yeah.
So do you think that when we are in 5D, everybody can use telepathy more or less, or be more open-minded when it comes to channeling from other races or even other people? Yeah. All right.
And that is the one thing when you want to channel something, usually it works through positivity or love or something like this. When you fear something or you hate something, you can't connect. It's like when you try to talk to some people, and you are on the rage or you are hating and they are hating, and you don't see what other things but when you are more understanding empathic, then I understand you. You had this experience. It was very bad on your life and whatever, you know. So the love is also very good tool for the channeling or telepathy, and that's why when we go to the 5D, and it's not the place. It is more like a mind of state. So yeah.
So nothing changes in physical form. It's only that our state of mind is going higher.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And
Yes.
also the physical is changing on the DNA level, but we still have these bodies and everything. You know, it doesn't say we can't go through walls or something. Maybe we have technology that we can go. Maybe we have teleporters or something, but we have aspects of the 3D also then, and yeah. But we have this. But the 5D is more like the energy and the mind state, and it opens because we have this or we have this. So it's like the psychedelics too. That's why they are illegal, because they open up the mind. So it's like the psychedelics, they expand the mind. So and alcohol narrows it down. So that's why psychedelics are illegal and alcohol is legal, because they try to keep us in 3D, but we are going.
Yeah, it's easier to handle easier to control humans and stuff like that if they are like not in the expanded level but in the opposite. So they are like shrinked level of consciousness.
Yeah, that's true. When people are fearing something, they are very easy to control. Say, yeah, we are your savers. Do this. Yes, okay. So.
Yeah, maybe I think also many people don't like my opinion, but I think religions are part of this, that they want to control us. They don't want that we will think more open-minded I think that's the way of control the humanity. Of course, I know that there's many good things in religions, like this love you mentioned. But I think the original message, what comes to religions, are all the same. But humans have changed the text and a little bit editing, like you said, and they have done this editing thing later on, and then that's why those books and different religions, maybe they give you answers, but there is always some kind of questions, and at the same time it's like one way to control people. And also this, like you mentioned, that if we are being afraid something, that the fear is the easiest way to control people. And many religions, there is this, if you don't do like the God says, you will end up in a bad place, and that's kind of controlling through the fear, that you start to fear the hell or stuff like that. And that's why it's interesting, because native people around the world, they don't have that kind of concept at all. They actually think, like you say, that everything is connected to the universe, and there is this spiritual level of life, and there is also different levels in the universe. And I don't know what's the correct word, maybe vibration frequencies, that some people think that how we see and how we feel that this world, it's something that there is different, like radio stations, and most of the people are in the channel 1, but there's maybe 1,000 or millions of different channels and different types of levels where you can express yourself and how you like see the reality. And that's why there's different like beams. Some are in the physical forms, like I think aliens, what you have maybe contact, I'm not sure, maybe they are in a physical form, or some of them can be in some other form, like something else that we have.
I think this one that took me to the space, they are physical, but they are on the meta state. They are on the vibration that we don't usually see.
Oh yeah.
And that's why we can go through windows, because they are not so much on the material state.
Oh yeah, that was the word.
Yeah.
So that's the how you said before, that you are able to go through window. It's because you are not so in a material level anymore at the moment, and then you can dematerialize yourself, or they do it basically to you or something like that.
It was very interesting, because I still had my body, and I was like I have my senses, everything, but then still we can go through the window. But the state was like
because
I also think that this material 3D level is illusion anyway. So our mind makes this, because we believe in this, that this is physical, and it's so rooted in us that it feels real. It's like if we take the VR glasses and we play something, it feels very real, because we can see where we watch and everything, but it's not real at the same time. So I think this is what is going to open up more, is that our consciousness makes everything.
Yeah, maybe we create by manifestation, or that we think something could happen or is happening, and then it's actually happened. So maybe we have this like we are able to create through our own mind also, but we don't realize that.
It's learning process also. When there is a lot of stories about these gurus and monks that have been meditating like many years on the cave or something, and they can relocate and they can dematerialize their body or objects on thin air or anything, and that's very interesting, because then when you understand that you are not this body, you are in this body, or your body is in your spirit or something, and then you can start to learn these things. And I think meditation is one good tool also if you want to have contact or something, or experience more broader life, so that it's not so narrow, it's more open up. So there is different experiences. There is extraterrestrial, there is spirits and everything. So yeah, but that's also, it works with the belief also. If you don't believe it is true, then it's not. If you believe it's true, then it is. Everyone is right in their own experiences, and so that's why skeptics can't see that, because they believe it can't be true.
Yeah, I have some paranormal like experiences, and only what comes to like ghosts or spirits. So I've thought that maybe my brains at the moment have been in a different channel, like, but also there's few times that I have expressed something, or somebody else has experienced something, and at the same moment there's been a camera taking photo, and in the photo you can see some kind of weird light form. So I think then in that time it cannot be only in your mind, it's also a physical form, or something between our physical world and spiritual world. So something is like materializing to this type of level we are living here in the material world, and some person has this talent to see them, but it seems that also some cameras have the talent to catch these. And I've also noticed that old school cameras do it much more better than these modern cameras. Maybe it's because of technology. It also can be explained that in all films there was some kind of like the light didn't go on the film like it should be, so you can of course always you can explain it something like, if you want to be a skeptic, you can put yourself those explanations that, and if you see something weird, okay, maybe I was tired, maybe I was too stressful, or like you said, you have tried some psychedelic drugs or something close to that. So basically you can always explain yourself, okay, I was just dreaming, or my brain was like making those things. But at the same time, if I think you have this example that you were able to see the sun very close, and those solar flames, you didn't know about solar flames before, and so that cannot be a coincidence, like that video you showed me, that dog and the owner.
I have this is like occurring phenomena when I am given some information. Maybe there is words that I don't understand, then I Google them up, then I understand more. Like this one experience, I was shown this card that it has like a pun. It is but I knew that before that, but it's like a Greek, one of the Greek gods or something. And then they said me this word Avalon, and I didn't know what that is. And then I googled it up, and it said that it's some mythical Iceland, somewhere, some mythical, mikä se on toi saari? Island. Joo.
Island. Mythical
Sorry,
island.
Island. Yeah, it's mythical island somewhere. And I think it was it connects to the Merlin and story about the Merlin, and I don't remember. There is like a different characters on the story, but
the wizard.
the Merlin was the the wizard Merlin. Yeah, and I think the Avalon also connects to the Atlantis. So I think it was that mythical island was present at the same time when Atlantis was also.
If you see UFO, do you think it's usually always like material in the material world, or could it be that it's in the spiritual world at the same time?
Yeah, it can. Yes, it can. Yeah. Also, what we think that is spiritual is if we are in 3D and something is like in 5D, we can see it like it's spiritual because we can normally see it.
Yeah.
But are spirits on the same level than aliens? Maybe not. But I think there's like a, yeah. But they can be like a plasma UFOs that are just like balls of energy, and there are also like physical spaceships that are like a metal and something, and they also make this plasma field. So
yes,
they can use the phenomena also, and you know.
Yeah, this spiritual world term is a little bit weird because basically there is no spiritual world. It's like just different type of form where somebody's like living, or some maybe beams, or so we just say it's spiritual because we don't understand it, but it's just like different, not reality, but maybe dimensional or something.
Yeah, maybe it's like different levels of reality. It's always
Yes.
is real on that level, but like this is very real. We say this is real when we go sleep. It's very real there, but when you wake up, it was only a dream. And I have also I had this dream where I knew I was dreaming. I know. Dream. I know Vesa is sleeping there on the physical world or something, and I this is more real than that world. But when I woke up, I was like, this is more real. What is real, anyways? If everything is real, what I can see, touch, taste, smell, if that this is real, and when I see when I'm dreaming, I can see and go and do things. In that state, it is real, but when I wake up, it was only an illusion. Maybe this happens. Maybe there's like a very different realities, and at some point we can change to the 5D, and then we said, the 3D was just a dream.
Yeah, maybe it is. I know also the difference between dreams, that usually there's some unlogical things happen when it's like a normal dream. But I have some dreams I remember probably the rest of my life, because they've been so different. Like it's like in a different reality completely, and there is no unlogical things. There's just like different kind of, maybe because in one dream I was actually some kind of biomechanical robot. I was like doing this kind of like CD paddle stuff. I was like shooting around, and there was like buildings falling down, and I felt like I'm very big and also very powerful, but I also felt that I'm me, that I have my consciousness, I have my brains and my memories. But when I was watching my hand, I realized that I'm not human. I'm actually a machine or robot, or maybe partly human, and that kind of dream.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting.
Because I had this. Yeah, that's the things that. This is what I'm saying, that your consciousness is transferred to somewhere else, and they can also transfer it to machines and whatever. You can also just like float with your light body or something. But that was very interesting, because I had this one experience on the Mars, and that's the same day I was sleeping, and then we were flying over the Mars, and then we go. I see the surface and everything, and there was also snow. And then I was remembered, yes, there is snow in the Mars. I can search the pictures. Yeah, yes, there is snow, but they don't usually show this. Always in the rover is not on the snowy areas. It would be nice to maybe they someday send the rover on the snowy areas. It would be more cooler to see the snow there. But
I think there is snow there. They have
yeah, there is on the North Pole, and yeah, I think in the poles there is.
Yes.
Everyone can search a pictures. There are snow, but I was shown the snow also there, and there was like these birds that were like longer than normal birds. They had like 2 wings on the front and 2 wings on the back. They was like snakes, but birds, like very interesting looking, and there was different versions of them. So it looks like there is some kind of project going there. They are like doing something. Mutations or trying different things there, and then we flew on the surface, and then my consciousness was transferred to this robot, and you said that it was very big, huge.
Yeah.
This was the same. I think it's the same or at least same kind of thing, because but it was interesting because my mind was transferred to this robot, and then I saw this loading screen, and it like ding, and there I saw that this word, and it was in English real.
Oh.
I thought that it was like a funny joke, because if somebody's consciousness is transferred to these robots, they always say it's real. So it was fun. And then when the loading screen came up, then I saw the surface of the Mars, or the sand on everything, and it was very small. Then I put my head on the ground and took this sand on my hand. I saw my hand was very big. It was like I was the skyscraper or something like.
Oh, right.
It was very interesting to see on the different level, because usually we are like this. This is pen. But if my hand would be like this big, and I would take this would look more smaller. So the sand was looking very small, and it was very interesting. But I felt that I was very big. So that is interesting that they have shown you the same thing. This is how they usually contact people. They can transfer their consciousness and show different things. So.
Yeah, maybe I just haven't thought that maybe it's something like you said, but yeah, I didn't know that you had similar experience.
You also said that, and you also said that you remembered it well, and it wasn't like a normal dream, and this happened fine. It was very. This is how you understand. This is how you see that these are not the normal dreams. Usually I call them like a vision dreams. They are more like more visual, and they are very coherent. You can just be here. They are very like very coherent. You can yeah.
Yeah, and I also remember that I was at the same time I was machine, but I was also a little bit like afraid, because there was things like falling down on me, but at the same time I noticed that I'm very powerful, because I didn't feel any pain or stuff like that. But yeah, nice that we have similar kind of dreams. But okay, difference between me and you, that I have this kind of more like traditional paranormal experiences, and you have more like this type of contact person kind of experiences in your life. Yeah. But maybe we are kind of similar. We have so much similarities that maybe we both have this, that we are kind of contact persons. But for me, it's a little bit different level than what you have.
And if you are open up to these, maybe you could see something. Maybe they someday show you the spaceship or something, you know.
Yeah, it would be fun, but maybe the reason they haven't shown me anything, that maybe I'm too afraid to go somewhere else.
Yeah, it takes some time. It takes some time. I remember when I was like after that UFO incident, I was at my home, and I was like, I want to see the aliens. That take me up and probe me or anything. I am ready. And then then there was like these hologram faces come through my what's the thing?
Wall. Was it wall or?
Wall, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Wall, yes.
Sounds
Wall.
scary.
They came through the wall, and I was no. I was very scared. Then they just disappeared. So then I noticed, yes, I wasn't ready. I thought that I'm ready. I was thinking that I'm ready, but I wasn't then, and it took some time. It takes some time to prepare for that. But nowadays I'm okay, but some experiences have been. They have been like very roughing up my reality, kind of. So some things that you have to take some distance to things that are maybe too real even. So
Yeah. Yeah, I've
like
also
this
noticed
one,
the same.
yeah.
When I was
This
younger, I
one,
was very afraid of those weird kind of things that happened for me. When I've become like older now, I don't think those things so much anymore. I'm not so afraid if I see something weird, for example, in this house, but it hasn't happened me so often anymore. So maybe one reason is that I don't give myself thoughts so much. I don't think so much those phenomena so much anymore. But maybe also at the same time, I'm more prepared now if something happens like you have those experiences that somebody comes and wants to show me some different places. Maybe I'm hopefully in that path that I'm in someday more open and able to see more, because then I'm not so afraid anymore.
Yeah, and you clearly had this experience, and it was same like that I have. So maybe it has a reason. And maybe when you go to sleep, you can ask, I want to be on the Mars or wherever you want to go. Maybe they can show the places. Because I have been asking, like, I want to be on the Mars. I want to see how it looks. And it took like a year or something, and then they showed me that. So
maybe I just want to see the Earth, because some people still claim it's not around. So maybe I just want to see the Earth first. Yeah. But anyway, thank you very much, Wespa, that you were able to come here to visit in this Seek Out show. And one thing I want to mention, I forget it in the beginning of the show, that at first it was like Paranormal Blogspot or something in internet, maybe 20 years ago, and you have also like started that page when you were younger, and that's the first time that I was like reading something in Finnish that there's this kind of forum in the internet. I can like maybe write something by myself and read other people's like experiences. So yes.
Yeah, it was the first thing to paranormaliblogi.net. That was the site, but yeah, that was when I started to write things that I saw on the internet and share videos and everything, and yeah, it was good times.
Yes, but all right.
Well, thank you very much. It was very fun to be here, and
yeah. Likewise. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.